Yeah, I'm fine. Nothing bad happened.
Dark Souls 2 is Dark Souls 1, but they've tightened up the scheme a bit. Also, they half-assed the narrative, the environments, the progression, the obstacles, the mechanics, and even your fucking hit points. Boy, I sure wish we could do better than this. Imagine what this game would look like and feel like and play like if each person in charge of the game gave a rat's ass. Let's see. Yep. Yes, yep, it would be exactly like this.
Wow!
Mario and his friends wipe their ass with their own continuity yet another time as they stop kidnapping or fighting or setting each other on fire long enough to play a board game. This one has weird new character with a hat, and he just creeps the shit out of me. The game structure is well and good, and there's a bunch of production value, and it's all Disneyland polished up, but I don't know, man. This hat puppet guy, I don't like this fella. No thanks. How long has Toadette been around? I think she debuted in one of the tennis games. Mario Tennis, one of those. Anyway, I think she's hotter than Peach. I'd like to give my mushroom to the old mushroom girl. Or young mushroom girl. I guess she's young. I don't know how young she is, though. This is getting incriminating. DokiDoki Literature Club. It's a visual novel, but it's meta, and you can tell just how meta it is because no one will shut up about how you have to play it, just go with it, meta. It's an interesting visual novel, to be honest, which is a pretty tall order, but sadly it's still a visual novel, which means the gameplay is all about pressing a button for 30 minutes, then you wait a second to think for a second there, and then you press the same button again for 30 more minutes, so good job whoever made this though, at least they tried. In Hitman Absolution, you play as a bald man with almost no feelings because bald men do not feel things, and so they start killing. Good job on the killing, bald man. Game holds together pretty well, TBH. I liked killing as the bald man, and sometimes stealth games aren't very good. Maybe they just need less hair and more bald. Because without your hair in the way, you can really stealth up the bad guys, or good guys. I don't really remember who we were killing, or why. Pretty profound, really. Hitman Absolution, I guess it's a commentary on the futility of war and human conflict. I'm just kidding, you're just a bald guy who sneaks around.
What? Oh, next.
This is an indie game beyond what's reasonable for an indie game. You just wander around Proteus, this little Minecrafty space area until the seasons change. And that's it. If there was another payoff, I don't want to know about it, because I didn't find it, and it wouldn't be clever even if you told me. So I guess you could say I'm not pro-Proteus, gang. Being the most landmark game of a generation seems pretty easy to me. You just have to mostly do well the things no one else is doing. This game will be a decade old soon, but it's still a game that more have heard of than most of the bigger kin around it. Why? Because while the other recent Bethesda work, most notably Fallout, are by their very nature games that feel dead and very grounded, Skyrim is a world that feels free. It feels untouched. It contains both the escapist freedom to run wild and mostly go wherever you want to do whatever you want, and the courtesy to keep you within some framework should you feel yourself losing grip on your purpose. It's a game that still has a thriving culture of open-ended tools to insert into the game. Imagine a game like Minecraft that looks the way it does, except with a high production AAA value. Games as a medium have a lot to give and a lot to take in their execution between being overproduced and unpolished, too linear, too free, too shallow, or too didactic. Do everything or do nothing. The world of Skyrim isn't just a captivating world unto itself, it's the best of both a lot of worlds.
Wow!
Madden 2018 is an American football game with famous football players. It looks great, it plays great, and it loads in under an hour. So yeah, this is probably as good as this kind of experience will ever get. Good job, football. Gwent is a card game with more math than I can handle. It doesn't really have a lot going on other than the card game, but I'm not 100%, but I think the goal was to be a card game. Let me look at the Wikipedia real quick. Yeah, it says here that Gwent is a more advanced version of the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt card game, and it's a fucking card game, you dumb bastard. Your YouTube series sucks, and trying to play all video games ever is a stupid idea. You have 0 friends, and if the universe had one do-over, it'd leave history's greatest terrors and disasters untouched without hesitating. Also, it could proudly call your stupid, failing, miserable ass non-existent. So yeah, it's just a card game. You Do Not Know Jack is a 3-phase eccentric trivia game, like a game, like a game show style game, a party game, except it's a video game. It's honestly funny and charming at times, but the last phase of each round invalidates everything else that happened before it. Like, imagine in Mario Kart if the blue shell didn't just catch someone up, it also killed the race leader's entire family. That's basically this. You Don't Know Jack killed my family.